Everybody, welcome back. This is video number 3 with Lenora Edwards talking about assembling the right people in order to make the transition from an employee to an entrepreneur or to become more entrepreneurial in your current world of work. So, it's going to sound somewhat trite, but really surrounding yourself with the right people is important. So talk to us a little bit about that.
Yeah, it's huge. And I mean, it begins at home, of course, and then it extends to the people who work closest with us, and whether it's in our cubicles or whether on committees. When people are not aligned with the same values or holding the same vision, it could just make for a very unorganized mess, basically. So I always like to learn about my clients, even in a prospect interview, I call it prospective interview. When they're thinking about hiring me, I will ask them, is your spouse on board with this plan for you to start a business? May I meet that spouse? I think it's just really important to learn like where the third rail is on these things.
Right.
And it certainly makes sense that one may be risk averse and one might not be so. There could be differences, of course. It's just really important to learn what the roles are going to be and be really clear so that one can provide the other with support.
Right.
So I just think that's huge.
So what happens when there's a gap between one spouse and one partner?
Well, I always tease them and say, like, look, the reason this is important to me is after you've made this investment in my services, it would really be a shame to have you go home and have your spouse counseling out all the work that we just did in our meeting. So that's one very oversimplified and kind of selfish way to put it. But another way to say it is that, really, if everyone's not holding the same vision, then why are we all marching there?
Right.
So I just like to see that the people environment, when it's closest, is especially tight. And then the same thing for friends and family. I've had plenty of clients call me after just going to a casual party and someone says, what, you can make a living at that? And it freaks them out. They come home, or what, I'd have a business except I need medical benefits. And
Right.
So my client will be so shaken by that. And I just say, that's a person who's not on the team and don't go there.
Right.
We don't know why that goes on, but it's just better to be around people who are supportive of your mission.
So are you recommending that sometimes what we do is almost have like a board of directors?
Yes, but not so formal that you work for them.
Right. Yes.
Be like a real board of directors. You are working for them. So I like to be careful in the beginning stages. Not that there's not too much reporting going on, but I think it is a board of supporters or advocates. I like to call them that.
Yeah.
In fact, I usually ask my clients to make a list on a spreadsheet. Who are all your advocates, and never get any more than 30 days away from them. And they're people you should stay in touch with because they're your supporters and they want to know how you're doing. So sometimes my clients can be a little shy, but I don't want to bother them, or I think this isn't newsworthy. Hey, when people are rooting for you, every new development is interesting and fun for them.
And there's no new business that's ever started without a good, solid foundation of people.
That's right.
If it does, it can absolutely drain you. You may be successful, but the reality is it just may zap every bit of energy and it may damage relationships. You've really got to be in alignment with all the right people. Yeah,
I think that one of the mistakes that entrepreneurs can make from the beginning, especially if they're leaving the corporate world, is, hey, I just want my autonomy and I want to work and I don't want to report to anybody, I just want to do this thing. The thing is, business is highly collaborative, and when you build things with other people, and again, trusted people with whom you have great relationships with, you can accomplish amazing things. But left to your own devices, you're right. You can run out of gas.
Right. So Lenora, one of the things that I like to talk to my clients about is about moving from the ordinary to the extraordinary. And my sense is that what you do in your work and in your practice is also about helping people create extraordinary business opportunities for themselves. And what was it that you said earlier? You say that living how did you tee up what your value is that you help people?
I help people prosper. I'm building a community of people who prosper doing what they love to do.
To prosper doing what you love to do.
Yeah.
So I got to tell you, that just makes my bunny jump. So for those of you who do not know, making my bunny jump is when I get really excited about something. So let me kind of close with this, is that I think that there is an opportunity, whether you are going to remain internal or go external. If you're going to become an entrepreneur, then having someone who is an expert, who has done this before with lots and lots of other people, is absolutely essential. I don't think this is something you can do as a solo activity or by yourself. You can't do this by reading a book.
No.
You need to have somebody that you can go to and say, here's what worked, here's what didn't work. And the same thing is, surround yourself in the world of work, internally with the right people. If you don't have the right people, it absolutely drains you, and I don't think that anything extraordinary can happen when you don't have the right people, when you haven't defined your value proposition, and when you don't know what makes you distinctive. So in these video blogs, we hope that we've been thought-provoking. We hope that we've provided you with some good information, and we would love to hear what you think. LenoraEdwards.com is where you can reach Lenora, and also if you go to the blog, again, the first person to respond will get a copy of Tom Peters' Brand You book. So thanks very much for watching. We will look forward to talking to you very soon, and Lenora, thanks for being here.
Thank you, Hugh. It was fun.
My pleasure. Thanks, everybody. Talk to you soon.